Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. As you can see, I'm trying to ramp up the production value of the episode. I threw in a fun little reading part of this, and we are going to go through the room called Hydra. Now, if you don't know what Hydra is basically a brute force password cracking tool for try hack me. Um, And let's actually go ahead and terminate that machine. We are doing this fresh, and we're going to go ahead and start the attack box. All right, and we're going to walk you guys through this step by step. So, for those of you guys who do not know, we're going to terminate this guy. We're going to get a new machine going. Let's see. Gone. Okay, so we're going to come down here. We're all freshed up. We're going to start a new machine. We're going to come up and I'm going to tell you exactly what Hydra is, how to use it, and when not to use it. Now, what is Hydra? Hydra is a brute force online password cracking program. Um, it is a quick login password hacking tool. Hydra can run through a list of brute force and authentication services. Imagine manually trying to guess someone's password, in particular with service SSH or FTP. You'd have to go through each and every line, each and every guess. You have to see here say A, B, C throughout the whole spiel. But according to the official repository, Hydra supports the ability to brute force the following protocols, and here are all the protocols that are laid out before you. Um, you have Cisco AAA, you have Cisco Auth, you have Cisco Enable, uh, you know, HTTP, LDAP. You have all these protocols in which that Hydra can actually attack. So, um, the ones we're going to be focusing on, this is just a good form of reference for something you guys should know about because, but we're not going to be using all of this today. So, for more information about the protocol, you can check it out at Kali's Hydra page. Now, if you don't have Hydra, which if you have a fresh install of Kali, you do have Hydra, you just have to type in the term and the phrase Hydra, and it'll pull up your manual page, and you'll be able to see the options that are given to you. Now, it shows the importance of a strong password. If your password is common, doesn't contain special characters, and not above the 8 characters, it will be easily guessed or easily prone to be guessed. 100 million password list contains common passwords, so when an out-of-box application use an easy password on login, change the default credits. CCTVs and web frameworks are notorious for this, for using admin password or a variation of admin password, admin root password, root, and you'll see that more in actual camera systems more so than anything else. But it is very common to find um, default credentials on a machine. So we're going to just go ahead and open up a side view so this way we can jump back and forth. So like I was saying earlier, if you want to install Hydra, you just type in the command to see if it's on your machine. On this box we do have Hydra, and it'll pull up the manual page, and it'll show you all the list of the things and the targets in which you would and how to use it. Most Kali pages. If you don't have it, you just basically type in sudo app install, and then you'd run Hydra. And for the most part, that's how you'd be getting Hydra. This is going to be a null value because we already have it. Not a big deal. You can actually cancel it. You don't need it. Goodbye. I say goodbye. Okay. We're going to clear you out, and that's going to be that. We're going to clear you out. Okie dokie. And that's about it. So Hydra is very straightforward. It's a brute force tool. You can use it for across many platforms and many protocols. And that takes us to round 2. So going on to using Hydra. Thank you. Okay, so using Hydra, we're going to be going first to this HTTP website, the site of the webs. Come on now, get to it. We're not going to need you right now. All right, we're going to navigate just to HTTP dot dot 10 dot what 66 dot 171 dot 129. Okay, so it's going to take us to a login page. And now we're going to shift back over to here, and we can see the login page looks pretty standardized, but we want to see how this could interact with how this interacts and how this, you know, how the network is, what options we have. We can do it through Burp Suite, but I'm not going to really sit here and teach Burp Suite. Or you can do it through Cato. If you don't know about Cato, Cato is an awesome tool. These kind of two work kind of hand in hand. But for what we're doing right now, we're looking at the network traffic of how it gets and posts requests. So from here, we just go to the network tab, right? From here, you have to just right click, and then come down here to inspect, and it gets to the basically an inspector. So the dev tool. Go over here, and you get to see how it's aligning with the information you're going to need. So if you were to type in admin, all right, admin, you see how it reacts and responds. Now, for the most part, what we're doing, like the Burp Suite stuff is a little like outside the scope of what we need to do because the room's already laid out for us. We are not going to do admin right now. We are going to go back into the unfortunate portion of reading. So the Hydra commands. The options we pass into Hydra depends on the services or protocols we are trying to attack. So if we're looking for HTTP, we attach HTTP to this. If we're looking for FTP, we'd be attacking FTP to this, SSH, and so forth. So, but everything about Hydra is all syntax. So, for example, if you just want to run a basic push, basic Hydra command, it's tac L and then user tac P, password, and then you would specify, let's see, txt just for the old shits and giggles, FTP, and then the IP address in which you're going to be actively attacking on 166.167.171, all right, and then 192. So that is the standard Hydra command, what it looks like. And then if you were to run it, we're not going to run about that because this is not going to be something we use right now, but this would start the prompt and this would start the user interface. So moving on, you're going to use this more in SSH and other protocols. I definitely recommend you guys get as much practice as you can with Hydra because it's an extraordinarily useful tool. So SSH is one of the big ones. For this, you'd be sitting here saying you want Hydra, you want to attack with L, the username, the path. We're going to actually end up using a different user path, a different user path, a word list. And word list is just a huge combination of words that have been assembled for our very needs. Makes our lives a lot easier. Word lists /rockyou, which is probably one of the most well-known password lists that there are out there. It comes predetermined. It comes pre-installed with Kali. You just have to download it and unzip it. And we're not going to do this, but this is going to be the format in which we would be running the command. So we would use Hydra tac L, which would be the user. This specifies we only want to use the username at login, and then the password list in which we want to do this to. FTP would be calling the service, and the IP address where that service can be found. So, as in here, the tac TAC-T4, that's the amount of threads that are going to be running in parallel. And it basically just outlines that same thing here. Because we're working on a live system, because we're working on a web page, we would have to be running a different type of word list if we want to actually get all the information that we need to get. Exit split view. So to post web forms. So we can use Hydra to brute force web forms too. We must know which type of web request we're getting, whether it's going to be a get or post, which is why we went into the network information before to see whether we were getting a machine or getting information or posting to it. But if we're going to be doing something like this, come on now, let's refresh. We're going to be basically posting to this because we are going to be using, we're going to be sending information to the server to log into it. Okay. Okay. So, get or post. You can use your browser's network tab, which we just went over, to see the types of requests to see the request types or the view source code. So here we just go type sudo Hydra. So now we are running it as a super user Hydra. We're going to be using the username, which we're using the TAC-L, TAC-P right here to call for the login and the password. So we're going to ask for Hydra to crawl this, and then we're going to ask for it to do a post form request. Right, so we're going to say HTTP post form, and then the path for the URL of the login page for in this one would be, for example, login.php, and then we're going to follow the same credentials. So this is basically what's the machine is going to look like. So this is what the syntax is going to be called for by the program, Hydra, and then so forth. So now we get into the nitty gritty of it all. So use Hydra to brute force Molly's web password. What is flag number 1? So we want to take the same command. We want to take this one instead. We are going to copy it. All right. We are going to drop it into the clipboard. We're going to put it right here. All right, and then we're going to change out the things that we don't want. Right now we want to look for Molly, which was the name in the question. Now we're going to go to the URL. I'm sorry, the password that I said earlier. We're going to call for that. Oh, you son of a bitch. Son of it all. Okay. We'll just do this again. All right. Screw you, clipboard. I really wish there was a better, more intelligent clipboard function with try hack me, but I digress. Whatever. All right, whatever. Okay, so the password is going to be type USR \share. This is going to be something you kind of just know at one point or another. Word lists, and then rock you. That's going to be the word list we use. I personally like to type things out only because I feel it makes me better. Now, strong little caveat that we kind of need to focus on is this won't work. This will just run continuously on and on and on and on and on if you don't give it a correct file path. So we want, as it runs through this, right, to HTTP post form, right? That's how we want it to be formatted, because we're going to be posting something there. This right here is key. This login is key because we're, if it's going to be going to and looking through all of this, but if it's not designated into your login page, you're not going to get anything. So you come in here, you go login. Not entirely sure you need that, but that's going to be your new code. So it's going to run through and cycle through all of this, right? And if you look at this, HTTP, your IP address, and then it runs the file path. So this is what we're going to take. Super important. Definitely brush up on your Hydra because it's definitely worth it. And we're going to drop. Stop your shit. And then it starts running. And we're just going to wait for that to run. take a sip of my fake beer. And there it goes. And there it is. So now this is obviously a capture the flag on the machine, so it's not going to be a super complex password. But as you can see, that Molly does not have a super complex password. So we're going to type in Molly. Watch that be case sensitive. Sunshine. All right, and there it is. That's your first flag. Get out of here, clipboard. You're drunk. All right, and I don't know why. Hydra, Hercules. Takes me a second sometimes, man. These old bones, bro. Copy that. Come over here. And we are going to drag this. Put it right there. Paste it. Check it. We got it. Moving on. Now we're going to use to brute force Molly's SSH password. So this one's not going to be as intense. We're going to go up here. We're going to see what we need for SSH, which is going to be right here. Right. Copy that. Drag you over here. Goodbye. Paste you. We're going to change Molly. All right. Molly. We're going to come over here. And we're going to specify the path, the folder path, USR, share, type, word, lists. All right. Rock you. .txt. And we got it. Okay. So we're going to take this new command, and this is how we're going to brute force the password here. Shut it. Okay. Is that right? Looks right to me. So we're going to run that. Don't need you anymore, so goodbye. We don't need you. Now remember that SSH is this different kind of protocol. So in this, for instance, you're not going to have the same password as you do on your login. This is going to be completely segmented off, and it should, once it starts running, it should come up with your password and do its thing. So just give it a second. This is what we know in the industry is called dead air. Hopefully I've been getting better at these. I enjoy doing these. And yeah, hopefully you guys started liking and watching these. I do have some 100 subscribers, so that's kind of cool. I never thought that was going to happen. Thought it was going to be maybe like a lot longer than that. But yeah, I was only been doing this for about a month now, and I got 100 subscribers. Like 400 views. That's kind of cool. Well, I mean, across a lot of videos, but you know, keep throwing things at the wall, see what sticks. So from here, we're going to have to log into the protocol, which is now SSH. So we are going to SS, not you. You get away. All right, we're going to go to SSH. All right. Is it SSH? Yeah, I think it's SSH. Like, how am I brain farting? SSH. No. SSH. I can't believe I'm doing this. 171. That's not right. My brain is all screwed. My brain's all screwed up. Nope. That is not right. That is not right. Okay. We're going to go to Molly. Why am I spacing on SSH? It's not SSH, right? SSH. Molly. I literally just did this before we got on. 171. No. 171. 9. cool. That doesn't even make sense. SSH. Why can't I why? What is the SSH command? I'm embarrassed right now. SSH command. Yeah, Linux. Yeah, just give me the damn host name. Oh yeah, I did that, didn't I? Okay. No, I can't believe I spaced up on that. SSH. Oh, wait. No, I didn't think so. Why are you not working? Okay. SSH. Molly. 10.66.171.29. That's not right. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong, man? First name or IP address. Yeah. Guys, I'm not losing my mind. Why are you not letting me do my thing? Molly. Maybe it's 171.209. Hold on. See the first mistake. 129. Alright. 161.129. Hey, there it is. Whew. Sometimes my brain is just. Okay, so we're going to use SSH, Molly, right? The right way, the right syntax. And we're going to type in butterfly because we already got the password, right? And then we're going to take it to our machine and we're going to go to ls flag 2. So we're going to cat flag tx2 dot txt. And that's it. There it is. That's our flag. I can't believe I spaced on I really can't believe I spaced on fucking how to use SSH. So booyah. I thought my brain just like was gonna fry. And there it is. We successfully did Hydra. So there it is. I hope you guys like what you saw. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely like it. Definitely comment on it. So this way I know exactly what I'm doing wrong, right, and what you guys want to see or not want to see. Or yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for liking it, and I'll see you in the next one.